this is the third floor. I'll show you when I walk down why this was found to be unfit by the county. But this was set up for obviously Leah, Ella, and Katie. And so there's some storage bins under the bed. And I had pulled this stuff off because there was a bookshelf over here. But I was able to get like this old cool one, and I just French cleated it to the wall. Bookcase here. Dresser with our lamp. And a CD player and CDs that I'd gotten for him. From the father-daughter dance. Telescope. This is filled with art supplies. And the chair is really cool. It was made by this wonderful person that I know, who's also an artist, and put just these beautiful sayings as she was finding her way through life. One of my daughters is left-handed, so I got a left-handed compound bow I was able to find. Set it up as a bunk bed. I kept washing it. One of the downsides, it's been more than 3 years now. More than a year and a half since I've been allowed any contact with Katie, Lee, or Michael. But for more than 3.5 years of just where every ridiculous, unfounded statement with no evidence was made in court, and then I was forced to answer to it. So you never know when you're going to get to see the kids. So I would wash and clean, the blankets and stuff. And then you realize you don't need to do it like every week or 2 weeks, but then you don't know when the kids are coming, so you kind of want it to smell fresh. This is a lovely secretary for young ladies, you can sit and do. And I had a beautiful friend and asked him to make up, like, if you were going to have read books together, what are the books you would read together? And so we made that list up and started reading them together. And, it's not huge, it's not a lot, but, it was ours. And then these were, the idea was, maybe we can just read. They started doing the father-daughter reading. Maybe I can show it to you over here. There's good light. Maybe that paper that I gave. So there's an inscription from the teacher, and then the teacher recommends the next book in the following year. So instead of having one book signed by their teachers for all the years, you would build a library together between the teachers and me. So this is what the note that I give the teacher looks like. For being honest, present, and charitable towards my children, I yearn for better ability to describe my appreciation and thanks. We are building her a library. 1 year, 1 teacher, 1 book, 1 inscription, 1 recommendation for next year's book. Please feel welcome to add your inscription for my daughter and or your student in any positive direction. Perhaps reminding a 35, 40, 50-year-old version of herself, something natural or something precious. Please avoid cautions, negatives, or fears in the inscriptions. Please consider recommending a book that would fit or complement her well, or a book that made a huge impact in your own life. Here are the books so far for Catherine. The Little Prince, Oh, the Places You Go, and now The Tao of Pooh. Thank you for your understanding and inspiration, Jim. And so we were building a library, and I tried to get like the other dads involved in that over at the school, and also a program for walking your daughters to school. You hold hands, you get a chit-chat going, and it's just a lovely thing. Some CDs for my one daughter because she really enjoyed the music and started wanting to do it. And when I knew the divorce was like coming, finally, I filled out these cards, one for every day for each of my daughters. And then I told the teacher to give them to my daughter at any point during the day. And it was the same idea. They all had something positive. Catherine, love seeing you try new things and working hard to get better. I am appreciative that I have the privilege to be your father. With love always, Dad. And so every day there would be one of these cards, and I'd run them by like a friend who's a teacher for third graders, another friend who's, an English, master's in English, and when we'd give prayers at night, we talk about different parts of the spaceship, and this, Katie sometimes works herself into being nervous. And in a 100-year-old house, you're going to have some cracks in plaster, and there's like a sag in the roof line. Like there you can see the crack. And so she just made her nervous about it. You can see in the plastic right there, I guess there's just the littlest bit. But it's been like 4 or 5 years up. So I just lagged the 2x4s into the structure to pull it on up. We choose our perspective. You do each day, each moment. Make your dreams come true by paying attention to what you focus on. Be present. Work hard, let go of fear, dream big, and love. And so it allowed me to have, could relieve her nervousness, and we could do an experiment of how much stuff is falling down. And it's always kind of frustrating and sad, when you're a little kid and something's bothering you and worrying, and you try to tell other people, but nobody listens to you. This is a doorway, but it's been sealed off for a while now, to a third floor bathroom. It's got new plumbing to it and such. And this was their closet, although none of these clothes, like little kiddos. So it was all washed and everything, but they just didn't get. And so like another mirror to get dressed by, and another mirror if you wanted to be doing your hair, and it kind of bounces the light around. A spot where we could sit and read, a place they would hang up their bathrobes, and they could put slippers, and in a bench we had blankets, like if you ever wanted another one. And then one of the problems with broken people, they have a lot of broken people in their family, is they won't actually let you celebrate your success. Your success somehow threatens them or takes attention away from them. So they just keep trying to figure out ways to cut you down. So on these placards over here, as they want to earn awards, we would throw them up there. But it was a beautiful moment watching my older daughter, Katie. She got an award that was actually kind of nice. It was a voted award. But then everybody on the team got one, so it lost the value to her. So she just threw it in the trash can on the way out. This because you're never too young to learn how every state has different inflationary rates, and inflation just takes away your dollar. It's like a silent tax that erodes your purchasing power and your earning power. And this is from American funds because it just gets across an idea easily that, often it's argued, well, why wouldn't you put your money in like an index? All the management fees and yada yada. And so this is 10 grand, and you can see like there's the depression and then all the ups and downs. And this bottom is if you had just earned the money from the index and putting the dividends back on it, and you would have earned a total of 9.4% for that time period. But if you had used this fund from American funds and you put the dividends back on it, you would have had earned 12.8% interest. But that 10 grand, the market was 6.4 million versus 57 million. And if you had ICA with dividends reinvested, stock market, stock market with the dividends reinvested, 21 million. So you still would have more than doubled the amount that you would have gotten just from the index by having an active management. And it's not really because you out-earned the increases, but you don't lose quite as much on the losses. Is often where good management takes place. And my one daughter loves skeletons, so how could you not? So this was the third floor, and it was KDL and Leah Michaels, KDL and Leah's. And I had this service panel open, and I had this open so that I could vacuum it out. And because those vents were open, that was deemed as unsafe and unfit. So we're going to pan around, and then I'll break this into another portion. This is Michael's.